Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new review. How are you doing? If you are new to this channel, I am, of course, Ben at That Cologne Guy, and this is the channel that welcomes you to your weekend. So, hope you're doing well. Happy Fragrant Friday, and have a great weekend. You have seen the title, you have seen the description, and you are secretly wondering how long it will take me to get the camera to focus on Amyris Homme. Look at that. Ah, yeah. First attempt. Fist bump. Boom. I'm a real YouTuber. Come on. I can't wait to review this one, but before I do, let me just quickly say, yet again, since last Friday, we have had an absolute cavalcade of new subscribers, and indeed from all over the world. I have really had, yet again, just a fantastic week commenting back and forth with you guys, and you usually let me know where you're from, and it is so cool, and I really appreciate that. So thank you very much. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the channel. As I always say, my reviews are, of course, unbiased, fiercely independent, and happily unscripted. So if you want somebody who's going to read something, I'm not your guy. And I will give you my honest take on all the fragrances that I review. Just like you, I buy them. I am not sponsored. And so I check these out myself. It's just my hobby. It's my passion. And I love sharing it with you. Okay, so let's dive into the review, shall we? Typically, I start my reviews with this house, Maison Francis Kurkdjian, or MFK, talking about the nomenclature. And quite frankly, I'm going to do that, but I don't have too much to say about this one. Really, all I want to say is it is spelled Amyris, but just like we say family, but it's Family, and the middle I kind of gets eaten up. That is the same, at least for American English, and that would be Amyris. So this is pronounced Amyris in English. And if you pronounce it differently, let me know. And I think it would be Amyris or Amyris in French. But I'm going to go with Amyris. And I'm going to swallow up that little Y in the middle, just like we would the I in family. And so then I also took a look at what it means. I did not know what Amyris was. So I found a description, and I will quickly read it. And then we will move on. So it says the following. Amyris is a base note steam distilled from the wood of Amyris balsamifera. This evergreen bush grows wild in its native home of Haiti and has been introduced to other tropical regions. The nicknames candlewood or torchwood, which is what I had heard about it, are often used because of the oil content of the wood, making it highly flammable. Amyris oil is typically used in perfume, soaps, and massage oils. Whoa. It can also help support blah, 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 because that's the essential oil. But I wanted to focus more on the note. So that's Amyris. So when it comes to the notes, we know it's going to have one in it, right, which is Amyris. Here's the deal, though. I'm going to read you the notes. Typically, what I try to do in my episodes is I try to do like two to five notes that I myself pulled out. That is not the case. This one, you know what this reminds me of? This one reminds me of Beloved Man by Amouage. Not in how it smells, but it reminds me of Beloved Man because here's what I said about that one. I said it's like, you know, you walk into the fragrance aisle at a department store and you smell all the different fragrances as one in one group, and that's kind of Beloved Man. Incredibly pleasant, of course. And I said I would work in that section probably for free. This one also is a lot like that, meaning, yes, I can read the notes, but the bottom line is it really does smell like a lot of fragrances put into one, and I mean it as a compliment. This is a very, very, very original fragrance. All right, so let's dive into the notes. Amyris, I know you guessed that one. Sicilian mandarin, rosemary, iris, milk chocolate, coconut, coffee, tonka bean, and oud. So here's the thing when it comes to this fragrance to me. as a whole, this is a very original fragrance, and I love the opening of it. And it's actually quite linear. And some fragrances, will be off-putting in the initial blast, and then they settle down. Not this one. This one really settles down from beginning up and all through the dry down. At least on my skin, it tastes, it smells. With all the milk chocolate here, I'm getting hungry. It smells pretty much the same from beginning to end. Now, some people have noted that it smells like Cerruti, Cerruti, Pour Homme, and I can't speak to that. But others did say it's similar to Chanel Allure Sport Eau Extreme. And I have to tell you, I had that one for about a week, and that one, I returned it only because I love how it smells, but it did not last on my skin at all. And I bathed in it and still didn't get more than 2 hours. I have to tell you, it may smell a little bit like that, but it's by no means like a clone or dupe. By no means. It smells similar to Chanel Allure Sport Eau Extreme, but not a copy, not incredibly similar. But in terms of originality, this is highly impressive. In fact, when I pulled this one out of the sample box, so you guys know that a few weeks ago, I got 4 scents from this house, samples, and then the first one was, of course, you guessed it, Baccarat Rouge 540, and then it was last week Aqua Celestia, which is a fantastic one, and then this one, and then I have Oud. So what's interesting about this one was when I first pulled it out of the box, I totally assumed that this would be the one that I would like the most, because in terms of overall scent, this one really does rank close up there to Jubilation 25 by Amouage it transcends everything and takes you to a different place. As cringeworthy as that may sound, this one actually comes dangerously close to that. I really, really love the smell from beginning to absolute end. Now, so those are the notes. Again, highly original. I guess I could probably say I took. You can pick up Mandarin, you can pick up Iris, you can pick up Amyris, of course. You can pick up milk chocolate. In fact, here's what they say. I don't get a ton of coffee, by the way. They say a chic. This is their description. This is a chic and fragrant, ready-to-wear scent, an eau de toilette. I have more to say on that in a second. Born of an encounter between Amyris from Jamaica and Iris from Florence, emboldened by rosemary, tonka bean, and light woods. Whoa. A fresh, aromatic, and woody fragrance, also available in a scented body range. So, mysterious, unique. There are a lot of good things going on for this fragrance. Now, it's time to tap into our inner Eeyore because here's where it turns south just a little bit. The problem with this one, and I think it really stands out because last week I reviewed Aqua Celestia Forte, right? So it was their Forte line, which means that it was an EDP, it was stronger. This one is an EDT. So if you have stumbled to this review because you're looking for the, how do you say it, the extrait de parfum, I'm not sure how to say that, but if you're looking for the stronger one, this one is not it. This one is just the EDT, or eau de toilette, and I really noticed a big drop-off in terms of longevity and projection and sillage. I will say in a little bit how you can spin this around, though, and turn it into good news, but hold on. So when it comes to longevity, I got about 2 to 5 hours on this one. You will not get a full work shift out of this one, and that is a bummer. That is a bummer. The longevity is not what I would have liked. Projection also is going to stay, except for the first half hour, it stays relatively close to the skin, and then sillage is the same way. Coming in and out of rooms at parties, you're not going to leave much of a scent trail here. Now, keep in mind though, I don't spray on my clothes. And so if you wanted this one and you really wanted to get better longevity and projection, you can always spray on your clothes. I just don't usually spray on them. So that was a little bit of a bummer, no doubt. When it comes to its purpose, though, I'm going to skip a few categories right now and go right to event in versatility. When it comes to the event for this one is definitely made for romance, no doubt, because it smells so original and so fantastic and so inviting. It will invite the other person to get closer to you. And most women like guys who, of course, wear fragrance, but also who don't clear out a room. Most women are very turned off by the real beast mode fragrances where you have to go easy on the trigger. Now, in this particular case, this one actually works to your favor because it is very subtle. It's very inoffensive at worst. At best, it is seductive. It's a wonderful, and it's highly original. So if you wear this fragrance on a date, number one, it's going to draw the other person in closer to you. Number two is she's going to be impressed because this is something that is not typical, right? Not just everyone smells like this, so she's going to be wondering what this is. And then the third one is it is clearly, of course, made for romance. And so this is not an office scent. This is not the 4th of July coming up barbecue party type of fragrance. I would say this one is exclusively for date night, whether it be a date night out or a date night in. Either way, it would be a romantic night indeed. So again, use the longevity projection. Here's the thing about this fragrance. It's all about knowing why you would have it in your collection. And for me, that's what it is. For me, it would be a date night scent because, again, it's going to stay relatively close to the skin, and a lot of people like that. That's not a limitation for a lot of people. If you go on Fragrantica and you look at the discussion boards, a lot of times people will say this stays close to my skin, and I love that about this fragrance because it's for me or whatever reason. Some people might have allergies, and they don't like to either wear them or smell them on others, and so those are the advantages for kind of what was a letdown for me. As I said earlier, clearly an EDT. You're looking at 2 to 5 hours on longevity. Me personally, that is kind of it's kind of a deal breaker. I mean, in the sense that these guys are asking for around $250 retail for a 70 milliliter, our favorite 2.4 ounce, the quirky size bottle again, and so for that kind of cash. I might even try the Cerruti Pour Homme. You guys can let me know if you have smelled that one and this one, and you can compare them. Please let us know because that one would be quite a lot cheaper, and I'd be interested. It does. This one does smell fantastic, though. As I said earlier, of the 4 fragrances that I got in the sample set, this one is easily the best smelling. I find it quite intoxicating. Now, let's get to the other categories. So when it comes to gender, I do see this as a masculine. I wouldn't call this ultra, but I do see this as clearly a masculine release. I would say probably 80%, 80-20. You look about 80% of people who own this and wear this often and bought it for themselves would be men, and 20% would be women. I don't see this as a unisex. A woman could wear this, though, if you listen to the notes, especially with the iris. There's nothing really here that said to suggest that they couldn't, but I think in all actuality, you would probably see about 80% men. I found it quite masculine, and again, it will be a compliment getter if they can get close enough to you. So, in fact, I did wear it once to a party this week, and Julie, if you're watching, this is for you because I did get one compliment, and she said it smelled fantastic. It really does. It really smells incredible and otherworldly and highly original. So I love that about this house. And again, for me personally, it didn't really develop over time on my skin. It really, the initial blast was pretty much what I got. I will say, I guess maybe the mandarin was toned down a little bit after the first half hour, but again, the actual scent itself is rather fleeting. So it's kind of hard to talk about the dry down on this one for me. So now, when it comes to season, this one is another one that's probably going to be more of a spring, summer, but I personally would say, to me, that this is not so much of a season as it is an event. So I would say this is probably any time of the year except for the heart of the winter. Really, really, really cold climates. Even then, I might consider it, though. So that said, it's not so much about the season as it is really about the event. This one is a date night, and it really doesn't matter what season for me. All right, so when it comes to the age group, it's pretty much the same as the season, meaning, the event itself is going to take more precedence. I would say that this would be 18 and up. For me, there's nothing here that's going to be incredibly youthful or highly mature, rugged, manly man, metrosexual, whatever terms you want to use. It just smells fantastic and it'd be absolutely perfect for a date night, regardless of season and regardless of your age. So that is another good thing that it has going for it. All right, folks, what it really boils down to with this fragrance for me, though, is what rating will I give it? The initial blast, when I first smelled it, I absolutely loved it and just totally assumed that this would be my highest rated one out of the 4 fragrances in the sample set. Sadly, I don't think that's going to happen. This is clearly a 5 out of 5 sprays when it comes to just the smell itself. Just the smell itself. And it'd be perfect actually for a gift because, again, I mean, this is about as inoffensive and original. What I love about this one is it's inoffensive and original, right? A lot of inoffensive fragrances are kind of like, they don't really take a lot of risk and they just kind of smell soapy or just, really nice. This one actually, they took a lot of chances with it and it's highly original and yet still is very much inoffensive. So I really like that about this one. It would be a good gift. Now, in terms of, again, when the initial blast, clearly a 5 out of 5 fragrance. Now, the problem, though, again, is for me personally, that kind of cash, the longevity and projection and sillage, I'm going to have to dock a spray. So if you have just stumbled on this episode and it's your first time with the channel, in my system, I have a 5 spray system, and then I put that number on me. And so I would give this a 4 out of 5, sadly, and I'll boo myself. I will give this a 4 out of 5. I simply can't keep it at a 5 out of 5, even though the smell is worth it, because, again, of the longevity and the projection and the sillage. So here's what I would do. I would get this in my collection if I could find it at a discounter at a much lower price, and I would keep it specifically for a romantic night. There you have it, folks. This is Amyris Homme by MFK. I really, really enjoyed this one. Loved the coffee, the coconut. I mean, just tonka bean, oud, coconut, coffee, milk chocolate, iris, amyris, mandarin, rosemary. It just sounds fantastic, and it truly is. So if fragrances do absolutely spectacular on your skin, then again, you will like this. Or if you simply don't mind getting 2 to 5 hours out of your fragrance, because if it's just in terms of the fragrance itself, it's a 5. But I'm going to dock 1 spray, and we are going to go 4 out of 5 for Amyris Homme by MFK. I will go 1 on each side of the neck and 1 on each wrist. Boom. Boom. I don't get a ton of coffee on this one. Boom. And boom. I have a little tiny bit left. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Here's what I will do. If they make Amyris Homme Forte, if they make the Forte version, then I will add, and I will give that one a 5, and I'll add that spray later. So here it is just for you. Now, they do make the, what is it, extrait, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's the extrait de parfum, which is not an EDP. It's one level above that. Now that one I heard is a little harsher and is not just, it's not just a longer smelling version of this one. Again, I can't compare the two, but keep in mind if you're looking for that one, check out other reviewers, check out Fragrantica, check out Base Notes, because people are saying that it does have a harsher note in it. And I wish you the best. I'm a little sad because I totally felt a 5 out of 5 coming, but I expect a little bit more from an EDT. Come on, guys. All right, there you have it, folks. Another review by the boards. I had so much fun working with this one. I can't wait till next week when I take a look at Oud from this house, and then I will be moving on from this house with more fragrances. You know, you guys have really been turning up the heat lately with offering, telling me I really need to try this one, that one, and I have more samples coming, and I can't wait to try them and smell new fragrances. I'm really looking forward to that. And again, comment down below if this is, whether or not it's your first time or not, let us know what your signature scent is. I would love to know that. If you have one, with all of your collections, you probably don't have a signature scent. I've seen some of your collections and it's highly impressive. So have a wonderful week. Take care. And always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. And it is it looks like extrait, right? De parfum or parfum, but it'd be extrait de parfum if I'm not mistaken.